Hello, everybody. And guess who our co host is today? Mr. Rick
None
Bath.
other.
There he is.
None
There he
other
is.
than.
You probably got about 90% of the co hosting. Sophia's got it. Sophia just picked up another job
Oh my
and
God.
has
Good for her.
uh well,
You
it's
can't.
it's kind of it is a job and it's not a job. She's basically editing and proofreading
Oh,
this
wow.
lady who's writing a novel,
Okay.
basically. So, and that's she loves reading. She reads a ton. So now she has that going for her. I'm like, oh,
Well,
where do you
you know
find the
what?
time?
You did something right, Tony, because you can't,
Ooh.
work ethic is a
Yeah,
hard taught thing these days. So
yeah, it is. Yeah,
you
it
guys
is.
did something right.
I thank you, and I have to humbly agree because
Yeah.
it's true. It's very true. I mean, we're
It is.
very
Yeah.
proud of her when we see her, but I just don't know where she fits it all in. My
Oh,
goodness, I don't know how she does it.
I
Then
know.
again, she's not, going to be 57, so
Yeah, true. True.
it's a little
Yeah.
different for her.
Yeah. Uh,
Too
I
funny.
do. I do have something to share. We had a misfortune happen this week.
Oh no.
Um, my my Rambo glass fell and broke. Deb's doing a GoFundMe page to take off a collection. I'm only kidding, but
Oh, that's
the
hysterical.
Rambo glass did fall and break,
Did it really?
and I saved the bullet. But
There you go. Well, you got the bullet. There you go.
there's no
That's so
GoFundMe
funny.
page. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. No, it's okay.
yeah. But I did
Oh,
look,
that's
and
funny.
they're on back order. I'm like, oh
Oh,
man.
are they? It's so funny. Every time I go on that darn page, everything they have is out of stock, and I shouldn't say everything. That's not fair, but a lot of their stuff is out of
Yeah.
stock or out of the size and on back order. Which, I mean, that's a good problem to have. I'm not complaining
Oh
that
yeah.
it's horrible or anything. It's a good problem to have, but it goes to show you on how many people are out there ordering the same things, and
Oh yeah. I know,
you think
right?
you're the only
Right.
one who wants a gazillion dollars worth of Rocky merchandise or whatever, Rambo, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't. I was very happy with my glass. I loved my glass, and I gave it a proper send off.
Good, good. I know. I want to get the. I think. Did you have the coffee mug? The statue coffee mug?
I no, I don't have that one.
Okay, I
No,
thought you
I
had
have
that
a
for some reason
couple
because
of
I want to get that.
I have a
What's
couple
that?
of other ones that are kind of neat. They're
Uh-huh.
not from the Sly Stallone shop, but they've got like the Rocky action figure kind of glued to the cup, and then
Oh,
also
okay,
to a coffee mug, and another one that's like glued to the shot glass. They're pretty neat,
okay, okay.
just
I know. I
obscure.
don't know about you, but I kind of feel weird when I buy anything outside the shop now. I feel like I'm. I feel like
Well,
I'm cheating on Sly. Like maybe I
yeah,
shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't buy that shirt. It's not official.
I get it, but you know what? The dollar only stretches so far.
Agreed. Agreed. There's some things on there that I would love to have, and there's just some of them, like the belt, the heavyweight belt. I would
Oh
love to
yeah,
have the heavyweight belt. I mean, it's just I think it's 350, 320.
yeah,
I don't know. It's up there, but I mean, whatever. It's
yeah.
good stuff. I'm
It
glad the
is what
shop
it
supports.
is. Yeah,
But
like the Rocky 3 robe.
yeah,
Um, I don't the yellow one. I don't have that,
uh,
and I can't. I don't want to say a knockoff, but the ones I have are. But it's a lot of it's a lot of Scooby snacks for you
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, agreed, agreed. Well, I
Not that it's
understand
not worth
completely.
it, because it's very worth it, but
Oh,
you gotta
absolutely. I would love
you
to
pick
have,
and choose.
you got your mannequins in the back there displaying the
Yeah,
jacket and the sweaters and stuff. And
yeah.
it's good stuff. I love it. I love it. It's,
Y-
they have a lot of, and you know what I like too? They have stuff from all of them.
Oh right.
They obviously have stuff from the original. They have Rocky 2 stuff, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. I guess you could consider the necklaces a Rocky 5, technically.
Right, right.
But I believe that's all they have from Rocky 5 is that necklace.
Yeah,
Uh, And then Balboa, of course, they got the Dempsey shirt. They got
right.
they got a little bit of everything from the Rocky series. And now from Rambo, they have some good stuff too. But
Sure.
it's
And some
yeah.
Cobra.
What's that?
There's some Cobra. Um,
Yeah. Oh no, they definitely they touch base on quite a few of
yeah,
his films. I mean, they have Cobra. They got Fist shirts, which I love
yeah.
that movie. They
Oh
have
yeah,
Lords of Flatbush. They
yeah.
had Staying Alive. I didn't notice. Did they have any Paradise Alley stuff?
You know, I don't
Yeah,
recall.
I don't think
Uh,
so either.
I
I don't
don't.
think so.
But um, didn't he direct? Did he direct that?
Yeah, that was his first. That was right after Rocky. It was 78, and that was before Rocky 2.
Okay.
That I'm sure everybody knows now that the truck going by in Rocky 2 has the Paradise Alley movie poster on it, or the
O-
bus. I mean, I'm sorry, driving by the scene in the beginning when they're following the ambulance.
Okay.
And but yeah, he directed that, and he directed where's the big guy? Here he comes. Look at him. Only director with arms like that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and a black eye.
All right, and a black guy, exactly. But yeah, he directed Paradise Alley, and then of course he did 2, 3, 4, and Balboa.
Yeah,
Uh, he's done a lot. He did a lot of work as a director, and of course writing as well.
sure.
He's the trilogy there that Hollywood loves to have.
Oh
And
yeah,
but a lot of actors go on to do those things. Like
sure.
I think it's once you get in the business, you kind of get a feel for it and what you could do and
Right.
what you can't do.
I think a
There've
lot of
been
actors, whether it's because they want to do it their own way,
Mhm.
or they're not happy with the way it's being done, or
Sure.
whatever the case may be. They have their own vision, so they want to try and
Mhm.
put their spin, their hand at it, and you give them props. I mean,
Well, I
that's a
agree.
big
I
gig
think
when you're.
yeah, I mean, I think it comes with, like you said, it comes with time where they got 2, 3, 6 films under their belts, and they have a little uh, mix mash of from the directors they worked with. This
Mhm.
guy did this great. This guy did that great. I wouldn't do this again. I wouldn't do that again. And then they
Yeah,
kind of develop into their own director. But there's a lot of big name actors, a lot that
there
have
are.
gone into directing and
Sure.
have been successful. I mean, everybody can go and just, it's not fair. It is easier to go and just direct a film, one time because you're a name,
Yep.
but to let an actor do it 2, 3, 4 times, obviously they're good. They're half back that
Yeah.
if they so
Right.
to
And
do that, they had to do decent
and to
work.
be.
Some of them went and won the Super Bowl. They won the gold, the golden trophy. So, but
Oh
some
yeah.
just directed a bunch of films. Good
Well,
stuff.
and then you have the triple threat. You know, our guy, he's the triple threat. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Well, because I
he.
mean, there is a handful out there that did some writing and the acting as well, but very few could you name that starred in their film, wrote their film, and directed their
And
film.
directed their film.
Yeah, that's a short
Right.
list.
Right.
And not
Yeah.
only that, I mean Rocky. Well, I'm sorry, he didn't do Rocky. I apologize. Rocky 2, 3, 4, and Balboa. Who could say they created a character, created a
Yeah.
saga
Oh, yeah.
in writing it? Not even just writing it at a. I mean, Ben Affleck wrote uh
Wasn't that Goodwill Hunting?
yeah,
Did he do
Goodwill
that? Him
Hunting.
and Matt Damon.
Great film. I mean, he didn't direct that, but great film. He did go on to direct as well. He did
Mhm.
oh my good, Argo, I think it is.
Oh, Argo. Yes.
Argo.
Yes.
And
Yes.
but I mean, he didn't create this generational movie saga that
Oh, yeah.
I don't
There's
know how many people could, or if anybody would ever be able to say that again.
few and far between.
Hmm.
Few and
But
far.
yeah, you could name, gosh, there's so many directors that or actors that did directing and did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Eastwood.
think.
Clint
Eastwood, yeah.
Eastwood.
Well,
Yeah.
Eastwood, we have one here of Clint where he's behind the camera. Now, Clint's done a lot more behind the camera since he's gotten older.
Sure.
A lot more. But he again, he took home the coveted statue for best director and best picture, and
Yep.
he did it twice. So
Yeah.
he did it with The Unforgiven and Million Dollar Baby.
Oh, I love Million Dollar Baby, and
That's a
you
great
know,
film, isn't it?
I don't know if he directed Mule or Gran Torino, but boy,
Yeah,
those
I
were some
don't know.
pretty powerful movies.
I don't know either. Those are awesome films. I shouldn't say films. I apologize because I did not see Mule. I did see Gran Torino though. But
Yeah,
yeah, that is. I'm gonna have to check that out while we're still talking. See if he did.
yeah,
But
Gran Torino and Mule is it kind of takes you by surprise.
actually,
It's
he did direct the Mule. He's 90 years old. Directed Mule and
jeez.
starred in it.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
I'm hoping I'm walking at like 70.
I'm hoping I'm walking Monday. And he did direct and star in Gran Torino.
No
Wow.
kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else. I mean, a lot of guys that went into directing kind of never really went back to the acting. Like Ron Howard. Ron Howard,
Yep.
after his Happy Days career, he went into
Sure.
directing. He did a ton of great films, Cocoon and Splash and Backdraft. And I mean, I could go on and on, but he never really went back to acting. Matter of fact, I don't
No.
think I've seen him in anything in
No.
decades.
No. I agree.
You have, my goodness, Rob Reiner, who has
Yes.
directed a lot of great films, Stand By Me and When Harry Met Sally and Few Good Men. But he did a few little character roles, little
Meathead.
here and there and stuff. Yeah, but he's still, I mean, put out a great product.
Yeah.
Great product.
I think he's, I mean, other than being a director, I think he's pretty well known as from All in the Family. Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely his claim to fame as far as getting on the map in Hollywood.
Sure.
I don't recall what his first one was directing
Yeah.
or
I
put
don't
him
know.
out there, but I do know, like when Stand By Me came around, that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. It was a great
That
movie.
really
Yeah.
went big for him. Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
I mean, you have some other. Well, look at Mel Gibson with
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Did
know, I
he,
mean, he
did he
did
do
his.
did he do, I'm sorry, did he do the Patriot as well?
Again, I'm not sure. We'll have to check on that while we're
Yeah.
looking at Mel's Baby Blues and the golden statues there.
I think I
Direct
told you,
Patriot.
I think I told you about a movie that I watched a couple weeks ago with Mel Gibson. You know, he's older. He's got a few newer ones out, but
Mhm.
it's called On the Line.
Oh yeah, you texted
And
me that the other day. I haven't seen it yet, but I do plan on it. He
and
did not direct the Patriot. Just to throw that in there real quick.
oh, okay.
He did
On
not.
the Line is
Roland Emmerich.
a oh, okay. Well, On the Line, if there's a let's just say it's a Rick's pick, it's a good movie, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. There was a movie with Michael Douglas years ago, and it had a very big surprise ending. I'll leave
Okay.
it at that, and
Okay.
you'll be like, "What?"
I might have to check it out tonight because we kind of ran out of some shows to watch. We were binging on some things on Netflix and whatnot, and
Yeah,
we kind of caught up with everything. We ran out of shows, so
I
we're gonna
know.
have to check out some things.
What we're doing right now is because we pick an actor or actress, you know, Kevin
Mhm.
James, you know, Adam Sandler, or whomever, you know, anybody, and we're like, let's just watch their movies, you know,
Right.
and then we'll go to the next one, you know. Like I said, up here in New York. Other than today was nice. We had sun, but
Yeah, well,
typically,
I'm not going to comment on that because obviously we always have sun, so it's
yeah, I
different
know.
down here. We do stay inside though sometimes just to check out. You know, we have some movie binging days if we
Sure,
don't feel like going anywhere.
sure,
Yeah, these guys
absolutely.
that we kind of, I don't want to say grew up watching, but have had their careers now for decades. You know, Kevin Costner's still kicking strong in Yellowstone. Sly still
Oh,
kicking strong in Tulsa King. But
yep,
I mean, like we have one here of Kevin directing in his Dances with Wolves.
great movie.
Took tire there, and then of course here he is taking home the director and picture Oscars.
Okay,
And great movie, but I'm sorry, I always have to give the little asterisk. It should have never beat Goodfellas for Best Picture.
yeah,
I'm
Goodfellas
sorry.
is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My
Goodfellas is.
opinion, but Goodfellas, Dances with Wolves, what's going to
Yeah,
stand the test of time? Anyway, I'm not
man.
taking anything away from you, Kevin. It's a great
No,
film. Great
no. I
film.
mean, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, and uh,
De
well, why am I
Niro,
De Niro?
Bobby.
Those three, their movie just is wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you gave each of them 12 pages of the phone book to read, I'd probably watch it. You know, I would
Yeah,
just I'd sit down and go for it, guys. I don't care what you're
yeah.
saying right now.
Especially Pesci.
Um,
Holy cow, he
oh
kills me.
God. And it's so, and they've worked with Scorsese for so long that, and actually speaking of actor directors, De Niro went and did some directing himself, and I'm sure he got a lot of little tidbits from Martin Scorsese
Sure.
to do
Bronx
a
Tale?
Bronx
Didn't
Tale.
he do
Yeah,
Bronx Tale? Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you know the story, funny story about Bronx Tale. I'm sure plenty do, but figured it's a good point to put in. He went. Bronx Tale used to be a one-man show, and off Broadway by Chaz
Really?
Palminteri, who everybody that knows Bronx Tale knows he played Sonny, and
Okay.
Chaz Palminteri played Sonny in the movie.
Okay.
He wrote it, and it was a one man show. He played everybody.
Seriously?
He played De Niro's role. He played his role. He played Frankie Coffee Cake. He played everybody.
Wow.
And De Niro heard about the show and wanted to go see it, so he went to see it and loved it. After the show, he asked to meet Chaz backstage.
Okay.
So he goes back there, told him how great show it is. He goes, I'm really trying to find a project to direct. I would love to direct this as a film. Would you be able to put a screenplay together? And he's like, of course, De Niro's asking you to do this. Who's going to say no?
Yeah, right.
And Chaz was like, I think you'd be fantastic. You're perfect for Sonny. He goes, oh, no. You're Sonny. He goes, I'll play the kid's dad, but you're Sonny.
Okay.
And there we go. Then of course, the film comes out,
Wow.
and
Yeah, that's
De
incredible.
Niro not playing the mobster for once.
Right.
One of the best lines in that movie I'll never forget is when the little boy talks about how great Sonny is. Sonny's right. The working man's a sucker, and he takes the kid. He's like, no, the working man, that's a tough guy. That's a tough guy right there. Get up and go to a job every day you don't want to go to. Support your family. That's the tough guy.
Right.
And it just blew me away. And those words, it just blew me away. Great film. Great. Now you're going to go watch it now.
Yeah, right.
That's what happens. You wind up talking about these movies, and I get all janked up about I want to go watch them.
I know.
But
we watched Balboa the other night. I mean, probably for the 3 millionth time.
I don't even bother counting anymore.
I never get enough. I mean,
no.
We were talking about this like last week. It's like when you get in the mood to see a Rocky movie, there's no rhyme or reason where or which one you're going to pick, but a lot of times I always go to Balboa. It's just,
and I do believe, and I know that we've said this before, and you have said it before. I do think that has to do with our age. I think if we were younger now, we were in our 30s now, I think Balboa wouldn't resonate as strongly.
Yeah.
Having had such, over 50 years of life and struggles, and of course the speech to relate to.
Right.
I think that's just my opinion. I don't know.
No,
I mean, maybe we would. Of course, we would love it, but I think it wouldn't resonate with us as strongly. When Balboa came out, it was 2006, so I was 40, and
okay,
it was a lot of stuff had gone on in my life. I mean, so sure. I really, when he gave that speech, and I saw he was, hitting heavy bag. He's trying to train. He's older. It's a little harder and stuff, and it definitely stuck and hit more at home than say Rocky 3 did when I was 16.
Sure. The messages. It's just the messages in his movies, and I know I'm going way off track, but
that's okay. That's what this show is about, my friend. I told you that.
It's we all talk about what is the draw, other than Sly, other than Rocky, but it's just these messages that are portrayed or given in his movies on all of them, that you can take this from here and this from there, and you can put it into your life, and you can be like, yeah, this is going to work. It's going to be okay. That's true. It's going to be true.
Okay. But that's, I think, any really good film that stands the test of time. There's so many movies that we watched in the 70s and 80s, and I'll even throw 90s in there for some of them, that are still around, or that I show my daughters who are teenagers, teenager and 20, and they like them. So it's not an age thing. And like you said, they're saying, Forrest Gump or Top Gun or Back to the Future. And yeah, you look at these as fun adventure films, but still, if you dig into some of those plots and some of those scripts, it has a lot of meat to say how to handle life or how to deal with adversity, or, it's not about playing volleyball on the beach and, singing "You Lost That Love and Feeling." It's about losing your partner in a plane crash and trying to move on with life and trying to keep going.
And that's why you'll go back and you'll watch that movie 3 million times,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because the message never gets old. It never gets stagnant.
Hmm.
You know, I, I got to tell you, when I was a kid and I first saw, Jaws,
Oh,
I was afraid to go in the swimming pool.
brother, people laugh at me, think I'm saying it to be funny because I'm always cracking jokes. No lie. There's zero. This is 100% true. I don't go in the ocean. I live in Florida. I don't go in the Gulf.
Really?
I have not since 1975.
No kidding.
It scared the daylights out of me. Very short story. I'm sorry to digress. Steven Spielberg was having lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe when I used to work at Hard Rock way back when I was my bartending days. I wanted to go meet him and tell him, thank you for making me afraid of the water for the last 40 years or whatever it was. But I couldn't get in there to tell him. They had all blocked off. I couldn't get in.
Sure.
I want dead serious though. I don't. You ask my kids. I go in up to my ankles, not even knees, not waist, ankles.
I hear you.
And maybe I was too young to see it because when that came out, I was 9. I really wasn't supposed to see it. My friend and I snuck in the theater,
Sure.
and we were kids. I was 9 years old. I don't even know what we said we were going to see. We said we were going to see something, and we went into Jaws.
Yeah.
And it scared the day. The movie didn't scare me as much. The idea of being out there with sharks, and when I found that out afterwards was when I went to the beach after that movie. The second I started treading water, I was like, "No way!" And I backed up. And I just backed up. I wanted to get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
And I've been like that since.
I completely sympathize with you. It's a very daunting feeling to know that.
And the great thing he did with that film, again, like you said, we go all over the board with this show. So I'm sorry, everybody who's watching. I know we said we were talking about directors, which we have, but we're still talking about a director.
We'll get
he
there.
wasn't an actor.
Stay with us.
The great part about that film was the unfortunate thing of the shark not working worked for Spielberg because the shark didn't work a lot during the filming of the movie.
Yeah,
it kept breaking, so they couldn't use it. So he kept doing thin scenes or not seeing it at all, just seeing the water move. And it was almost like Hitchcock, where you didn't see anything yet until you needed to. And then when you did, you were like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So it worked out. It worked out in his favor. But yeah, I mean, you didn't see that shark till almost the end.
Right. Yeah. It's just one of those that just sticks with you. Just, it'll always
That's
stick
another
with
film I could put on any time of day. Anytime. Yeah. I could put that on any day. It doesn't matter. I could watch it like I saw it again for the first time. It has good little wisecracks, Quint's little smart mouth, and Hooper thinking he's, a little genius, and Quint's making fun of him. I mean, it's such a Brody being afraid of the water.
We're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, you're telling me that thing went by? How great is that scene when he first goes by and you see him?
Oh, man.
And
I love that
scene. That's a 20-footer, and Quint goes 25, 3 tons. You're like, what? What?
Crazy.
Did a submarine just go by? What happened?
I know. That's craziness. It's I always love that phrase. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger boat. I mean, he's right. I mean, how could you go against something that's bigger than you already?
I know.
How great was it? He's like, we're gonna go back, right? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go home. He's like, Brody just wanted to get the heck out of there. What a great film! And of course, unfortunately, their sequels were not like Rocky sequels.
No, they were not
very successful and very good. They were horrible.
Yeah.
And that's why Steven Spielberg had nothing to do with them. He didn't like the scripts, and they said they were going to make them anyway. So, I mean, because Spielberg didn't write it. It was a novel before a movie. Peter Benson wrote the novel. Right. So it wasn't like Spielberg could put a stop to it, but Spielberg said, well, I'm not going to direct it then. I'm out. But that's it.
You can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, those are my 2 favorite directors of all time, Spielberg and Scorsese. You almost throw a dart at a movie that they've done. And
sure,
how bad could it be? Even if you don't care for it, how bad could it be?
Right. Absolutely.
Amazing stuff. But, and some of them don't, I mean, obviously they don't care about being in front of the camera. They, I don't think Spielberg's ever been in his movies. I don't think Scorsese's ever been in his movies.
No, not even like a cameo or nothing like
Yeah, I
that.
don't think so. Tarantino does that all the time. He did, because Hitchcock did that.
Right.
Hitchcock did every movie he was in. He had one little background or whatever
Sure.
in every movie he did. And
Sure.
Tarantino does that. Sometimes, obviously, his roles are bigger than others. But that's it. That's another act. That's another director that's got some interesting stuff.
Oh yeah.
Tarantino.
Oh, definitely. Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that was his first.
That was
his first.
That was a brutal movie.
Yeah, oh God.
Brutal.
And that was a little bit of surprise ending too, like you're talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to give it away for anybody, but it is a very old film, guys. So it's
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that was his first director movie.
No kidding.
Yeah, he wrote that and directed it. And the first movie he wrote was the movie called True Romance.
Yes.
With Christian Slater.
Yes.
Yeah, he wrote that, but they didn't let him direct it because he was an unknown. They said they'll buy the script from him, but he's not directing it.
Okay.
And Tony Scott directed that. He did Top Gun.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
So he didn't get to direct it, but he took that money and parlayed it over into doing Reservoir Dogs.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty. There's some pretty brutal graphic stuff in that.
Oh my God. Very graphic stuff. And then of course after Reservoir Dogs was Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
And that was his big claim to fame. That's what really put him on the map then.
Right.
And then
Kill Bill too, right? Didn't he do Kill Bill?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I didn't see the second one. Because there's two of them, right? Or is there three?
I'm not positive.
I know there's two. I don't know if there's a third or not. But yeah, he did those. That one I didn't really care for all that much. You like that one?
You know what? I'm gonna I've never seen them. I know of them. I've never seen them.
Oh, you didn't see any of them? Okay, yeah. There is no 3. I just checked that out real quick.
Yeah.
There's a volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 I saw, but I didn't really care for it. So I didn't watch volume 2.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw them, and and I'm ashamed to say there's another very, very big movie series that I've never watched.
Uh-oh.
And I'm drawing a blank on it right now, so I probably shouldn't have brought it up. But the mob movie,
Godfather.
The Godfather. I've never seen any of it.
I know you told me that. That is kind of blasphemous. We'll have to talk about that.
Right. Send me to my room.
Go in there for 7 hours and then come back.
Don't come out until you've watched them all.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, somebody who loves movies so much, that one does shock me.
I don't know. I mean, I love Goodfellas.
I was going to say, do you like those types? I mean, because if you don't like those types of movies, it makes sense not to see it.
I absolutely love Goodfellas. I don't know why I've never,
just never have.
Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, because I'm like borderline on Westerns. Like I'll watch, like I like Tombstone, I like Unforgiven, even some of the older Westerns like oh my goodness, Rio Bravo with Dean Martin, and then of what was the one with John Wayne? He had the patch on his eye.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was a good. True Grit.
True Grit. Yeah, they did.
But I'm not a Western. Too. I'm not like, I gotta see it. It's a Western. Right. I gotta see it. I love Westerns. I like them, but it's just I don't really care about the genre. So there are some films that I haven't seen in the Western genre that some people would be like, really? You haven't seen that? Like, how could you not see that?
Yeah, but, I don't know. We kind of circle around, and like I said, now we've gotten to the point where we pick an actor or actress and like, let's watch theirs, but summer's coming. So that'll come to an end soon.
Too funny. What other directors you got that were actors at one point?
Let's see.
And then we don't have any more pictures. We'll have to just talk about them.
Let's see. Well,
we mentioned De Niro. I don't have his, but we
John Krasinski. You know John Krasinski.
Yeah, it's the Office kid, right?
Right. A Quiet Place. Have you seen those too?
I haven't. My girls did. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, those are good. You should watch those. You should watch those. Yeah. They'll keep you right on the edge.
There's 2 of them?
There's 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Very well made. I'm not, you and I have touched on this before. I'm not a big scary
Yeah, I
horror
know.
movie. I don't, but it was done very well.
Done well.
And
Okay, cool.
I've watched it a couple of times. So if I watch a movie a couple of times, I
Yeah.
know that you like it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Um, so there's that one, and then Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born.
Yeah, you had said that before we started the show, and I knew I did not know he directed at all.
Yes,
So I didn't, that was something I
I
found
think
out
that was
today
his
by you.
directorial debut. And
Okay.
you know what? Now I'm not going to say a triple threat, but the man sang in the movie. He did his own singing, I believe, and the guy
Yes, he
can
did.
sing. The guy can
No, I
sing.
know he did. I know he did a sing because my wife saw it and loved it. And
Yeah,
she did tell me about it that I got to check that out. I didn't care to see it either way. It's not like I was against seeing it, but I wasn't like, "Ooh, I want to see it." But I really
yeah.
should check it out. I have heard good things about the film.
I've never seen the older ones like Barbara Streisand. There was a couple of remakes of A Star Is
Yeah, oh,
Born.
yeah, because I saw the Barbara Streisand one. That's with Chris Christopherson. I
Yes,
didn't see the one before that, which I
right.
think was Judy Garland.
I think you're right. Yeah,
That's going way back.
and this one, so I can't even speak to the fact whether it's loosely based on the same type of a script or not, but
Okay.
very well done. Great soundtrack, an amazing soundtrack to the movie, and Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, boy, they can sing.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I saw him sing because I saw him sing at some show when she was doing it. He did a good job. Yeah, I
yeah,
like him. He's got some talent. I don't know if he writes or not, but he can act very well. He was in
yes.
that other one with Robert De Niro. Play Playbooks. Oh darn it, Silver Playbook or something.
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook,
Silver
something like that.
Linings Playbook. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He was in that, and of course his Hangover movies are pretty funny. And
right.
but yeah, I like him. He's a good
Yeah, he's
actor.
got a bunch of movies under his belt. One with Sandra Bullock. Um, what about Steve? Which is a fun comedy. You
Comedy.
know, I
Well, that's
like.
the thing about him. Yeah, he could do. You could see him in the because didn't he do what was the one about the military sniper, American Sniper?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he played that. He got bulked up. He got all huge for that.
yes,
Dramatic role, obviously. Dramatic role for A Star Is Born. I'm assuming dramatic. And then of course he has his comedy chops. You got the Hangover and whatever else he's doing. Yeah, he could do a
right.
little bit of everything. I like
Yeah,
him.
he's a good actor. I like him a lot. Let's see. Well, we talked about the Mount Rushmore before with Tom Hanks. You know, that one there you can throw a dart in any direction, up, down, left, right.
Any.
you know,
I don't
we
think.
just
I mean, I'm sure there's some movies of his that I don't care for, but that list is probably smaller than one. You know?
yeah, we watched last night because we're on the Tom Hanks kick right now. We watched Volunteers with John Candy
Oh my
and
God, that's going back.
his wife now, Rita Wilson. Yeah, it's just it's just good movies.
The only one I know he directed, and I'd have to look up to see what else he did, was that musical that was about a fake band, That Thing You Do,
Yes,
about the 60s band that was kind of like the Beatles, and
right, right. That was a good
but I
movie.
don't know of any trying to
The
look real
Wonders,
quick.
right?
What's that?
Wasn't it the band was called The Wonders?
The Wonders with yeah, O-N-E.
And they're like
They wanted to be
the
like the Beatles.
owners. The
Yeah.
owners. Who's the owners?
Oh, that's funny.
It's
So
too much.
he did That Thing You Do, and he did a movie called Larry Crown.
Oh, that was with
I
Julia Roberts.
Okay, I didn't see that one.
That is a good movie.
Is
Have
it?
you
Okay.
seen A Man Called Otto yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, yes. Gotta
He plays
watch.
like a grumpy old guy, right?
Yes,
Isn't it
gotta
something like
watch.
that?
Yeah, we watched
I'll
that
have to check it
again.
out.
It's really good. Really good. The man he just doesn't disappoint. I think, like Philadelphia will be coming up pretty soon, next on the list to watch.
I mean,
He's got
that's
so many,
he really does. He like you could sit here and you could just name films And there's I mean, the actors we even just talked about that went into directing, they still act, most of them, not so much Eastwood, but Mel Gibson, his resume,
Oh yeah,
Kevin Costner, his resume. Uh, I mean, Eastwood, obviously, he goes way back to the spaghetti westerns, all the way
sure.
up to now. I mean, he's 90 something or whatever how old he is.
And still
I,
doing it.
he's had a hit probably every year he's been an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they had that article about Stallone that was he's the past 60 years he's had a number one film in every decade. He was the only actor to do that.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay, every decade,
Yeah.
number one movie.
Sly, if you're
So, but
watching.
yeah, I mean, these guys, they're just, and you know what makes me laugh? I know I sound like the typical old guy bashing the younger generation, but I just don't see this kind of stuff happening again. I don't see
No,
30
it's yeah.
years from now certain movies still being talked about that are made now.
Right.
I don't mean that are like, I do believe 30 years from now that Rocky is still going to be being watched and talked about.
It'll be
So
very
will
relevant.
Goodfellas, and so will Godfather and Jaws
Sure.
and all these, generational films, so to speak. I don't see anything, and that's not to say it won't happen. Of course it could. I don't see anything over the past since 1999. I haven't seen anything that I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd really have
I'm
to
trying
go
to
into the
think.
memory bank. Yeah.
I mean, some of the things I'm thinking of might not be as old as I think, like Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, see, that was 1998. I thought it was 2000. I was going to say, well, Saving Private Ryan, but no, it was
Yeah.
98. So it's before 2000.
But
I don't know what's been made.
these generational actors, though, actors and directors, like we're
Yeah,
talking about,
right.
I mean, is there going to be anybody to fill their shoes in such an iconic way that they are now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
mean, and I'm sure they like back when, the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they're talking about Frank Capra and Alfred Hitchcock, who is anybody going to be like these directors? And
Charlie
then you get
Chaplin.
and the Charlie Chaplin, and then you get Spielberg, and then you get Scorsese, and then you get whoever else comes around. So maybe it will happen. I mean, it did. We maybe something didn't happen yet that would be
Right.
that
Right.
catapult to keep this generation going. But for these films, for us to be talking about them, and they're a minimum of 30 years old, 30, 40, 50
Yeah.
years old. I just think about how many movies we talked about in the 80s. If you go back 30 years in the 80s, that was the 50s. 40 years ago was 40s, and 50 years ago was the 30s. Now, granted, I know film
Wow.
only came out so long, so it
Yeah.
wasn't around as much.
Right. Right.
But King Kong, Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind,
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Wonderful Life. You have a bunch. Don't get me wrong, you got a lot of good films. Rear Window, Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
But
And how
were
many
we
times have
talking
they?
about them in the what's that?
And how many times are they going to remake King Kong? I mean, with
Yeah.
the CGI and everything is always the graphics are better, but
And it's so funny. And back in the 30s, 1933, they did stop. Whoops, I'm sorry, guys. They did stop motion.
right.
That's it. It was click, 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 click. I mean, how long that took to make.
But there's something to be said about going back and watching that movie
Yeah.
from the
Oh, yeah.
original, and it's just like it still grabs you. I mean, take nothing away from the latest King Kong or versus Godzilla or
No,
whatever, but
no, agreed.
it's just the feel of it. It's just I don't want to say nostalgia, but it's I don't know.
And if you go
The
back and watch it
feel.
now, it's 90 years old.
That's crazy to think of.
It was made in 1933. It's 90 years old.
That's crazy to think of. That's nuts. That's nuts.
It does. That blows my mind. That's just like, how could that be?
Yeah.
1933. That's just insane. But
Jeez.
yeah, but like you said, I mean, it might be some. I mean, because my daughter's got an old soul. She likes all the old. My younger one likes Rita Hayworth and Elvis
Okay.
Presley and all these old 40s looking, 50s looking pictures and
Sure.
decor in her room. My older daughter that's in college likes all the older movies. She has a big list of what she wants to see, A Few Good Men, and whatever.
Mhm.
So I mean, there's some chance out there that It
But
might.
isn't it funny though when you say they want to see some older movies? These are movies that you and I grew up with. When we think of older movies,
Well, they're
we're
old
thinking
now,
of
my friend.
King Kong. You know,
They're old now. I mean, I used to remember when I was younger, I'd say, let's watch It's a Wonderful Life. It's an old movie. And it was, because in the 80s, that movie
yeah,
was made in, whatever, 30 something.
yeah,
And 1939, I think. It was old.
yeah.
But now we're old.
Crazy.
And we can watch the old movies. So
Yeah, that's all right.
that's so funny. That's all
Like
right.
Rocky
Exactly.
says, keep punching.
Keep moving forward. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
Well,
all.
this is a good one. This is a good one. I enjoyed this one. As
Absolutely.
always, I don't even know why I say it anymore. I enjoy all the shows.
Is our time up already? Oh my God.
About 41 minutes. We don't want to bore.
Jeez.
We don't want them to shut us off. See, we want them to. We want to shut off, so they want more.
Oh,
Right,
okay. I
guys?
get it. Yeah,
They're
right.
probably like,
Right.
I shut you off 20 minutes ago. I really don't care.
I know. Tired of looking at Rick.
Oh, let's go through the usuals. Where can we see? We got Rick's stuff here. I
Thank
have
you.
the hat on today, the street sign, this coaster. I got to get a picture of the shirt you make. You got so many shirts you made me. I got a ton of them. And the stickers. I got to wait to buy my new truck.
I meant to ask you about that. Yeah. How you
No,
like
I'm waiting
them?
to put him on my new. Yeah, I love him. Thank you so much. He made me a Italian stallion sticker, but without the words Italian stallion, just the stallion, and then the Rocky statue silhouette. I'm going to put them on my new truck. I'm getting a new truck probably about 6 months. So
Very
I'm going to put him
nice.
on that. It'd be nice. But anyway, so
Well,
you can find Rick over at Rocco Bob 33 Instagram, and we'll make you what you want.
That's right.
Just
They're very highly reflective, so you'll be seen from all angles.
Yeah. Oh, the stickers are?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
They ain't gonna miss you. They're not gonna miss you.
That's good. That's awesome. No, I hope people hit you up for stuff, with us. I mean, I know you've said I see people post things here and there that they got a shirt from you, this or whatever. And it doesn't even have to be round 14 stuff. It could be Rocky File stuff or Rocky stuff in general, whatever he could put together, without breaking any copyright laws.
Right.
Put something out there.
I try to be very careful with that.
Yeah, of course.
And again, I'm not gonna make my living. I enjoy doing it. If I could do it for free and there was no cost, I'd do it for free.
Okay.
I just enjoy doing it, but
sure,
just to recoup some of my overhead. That's all. But I love doing it. So, share the Rocky word.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. We will see you next week. You're doing next week with me too. So
all right, buddy.
Fun time. All right.
Sounds
I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye. Oh, Rick, I love having him on. He is the co-host. Sophia is the guest co-host, to be honest. She does few and far between. So he's the co-host. And I'm glad to have him. I'm lucky to have him. He does a great job. He has a lot of knowledge. He has a lot of energy. So it's good to see that. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you as always. And we'll see you next week.